Welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel. David White coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Bola Tinubu meets traditional rulers. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino expresses displeasure at pace of work at the Kada Luxury Estate. Plus, Ukraine officials say 2 people killed after Russian attack of hospitals in Hulialipol. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. We begin this afternoon with Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who is currently having his first meeting with representatives of traditional rulers from across the country at the State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. The meeting, which is said to be part of President Tinubu's consultations with various stakeholders across the country, is expected to be discussing sundry issues, including how to achieve national healing and unity. In his remarks, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saidu Abubakar, said the traditional rulers visited the president to congratulate and assure him they would be supporting him in the huge task of running the nation. He noted that the Council of Traditional Rulers is replete with professionals from various fields of human endeavor, making the council a useful pool for the president to draw expertise from, adding that they will be ready to answer his calls whenever he needs their services. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has assented to a constitutional amendment bill bringing uniformity to the retirement age and pension rights of judicial officers. A statement signed by the State House Director of Information, Abiodun Oladunjoye, said that the signing of the Constitutional Amendment Bill, retirement age and pension rights of judicial officers have been effectively brought into uniformity and other related matters. While signing the amendment bill into law, President Tinubu pledged his administration's dedication to strengthening the judiciary, ensuring the rule of law, and empowering judicial officers to execute their responsibilities effectively. In the meantime, the president has tasked lawmakers to put the nation first and downplay party politics in the discharge of their duties. He also called on the lawmakers to work together to choose good leaders in the 10th National Assembly. Tinubu said this when he made a joint session of the National Assembly comprising senators and members of the House of Representatives across all parties at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. The meeting is one of several engagements between the president and lawmakers, even as the 10th National Assembly gets inaugurated on June 13th. Member-elect for the Ninji and Waji Federal Constituency in Bauchi State, Adamu Ranga, told newsmen that although the president did not voice support for any of the candidates vying the Senate or the leadership, he called for a united front, rather. According to reports, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Bajabiamila were present at the meeting. Away from that, the federal government has declared Monday, June 12th as a public holiday in commemoration of 2023 Democracy Day celebration. The federal government made this known in a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinlade, while congratulating Nigerians on the occasion. Akinlade stated that the country's democratic journey has encountered stormy and smooth sails, just like in many other claims, but that the ship of state, its institutions, and most importantly, the Nigerian people have remained steadfast on the tenet of democratic governance. The statement added that Nigerians and friends of Nigeria are invited to appreciate the progress that has been made, celebrate the milestone covered, and look forward to a better future for the country's democracy. The Permanent Secretary wished Nigeria and Nigerians a happy Democracy Day. From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has wound down without approving a loan request by the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari for the federal government to pay some judgment debt, totaling approximately 543.6 billion naira. The chairman of the House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management, Ahmed Dayabu, laid the report on the presidential request, but the lawmakers resolved that work had not been concluded on it and stepped down its consideration till the 10th House. Recall that the former president last month, at the twilight of his administration, written to the National Assembly to seek approval for payment of judgment debt owed by the government to the tune of $576.8 billion, £98.5 billion and 226.3 billion naira. According to Buhari, in a later address to the former President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, the government will make the payment through the issuance of promissory notes. In a separate development, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in its bid to ensure that the cashless policy is fully implemented in Nigeria, has urged stakeholders and institutions to embrace and promote the e-Naira policy both as a payment system and a medium of exchange. It regretted that the majority of people are not using the e-Naira platform, even though it started in 2021. The Akwa Ibom State Branch Controller of CBN, Mercy Paul, made the appeal at the office of the University of Uyo Vice-Chancellor during the introduction of the e-Naira platform campaign and sensitization to staff and students of the university. Paul, who was represented by the Assistant Director CBN, Isangaya, explained that the e-Naira and the monetary policy decisions and addressed some deficiencies seen in the use of physical cash. On subsidy, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, has backed President Bola Tinubu's decision to stop subsidy on petrol products. The RMAFC chairman, Mohammed Shehu, said payment of humongous amount to a privileged few in the name of subsidy was a major drain on the nation's scarce resources. He stated that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, one of the major sources of revenue to the Federation account, had since stopped contributing to the national purse due to the failed subsidy administration. According to the RMAFC boss, the president's pronouncement of the removal of failed subsidy due to the non-budgetary provision for a subsidy is a masterstroke that broke the jinx and the appropriate step in the right direction. In education, the West African Examination Council, WAEC, says it has identified 56 rogue website operators involved in examination malpractice since the start of its ongoing West African Senior School Certificate Examination for schools candidates. The head of the National Office of the Council, Patrick Aregan, discloses on the sidelines of a monitoring exercise he carried out in some schools in Lagos. He also said that no fewer than 20 school officials allegedly aiding abetting examination malpractice had so far been arrested and handed over to the police. Aregan added that the council had compiled the number of arrests made all over the country so far and would ensure justice was served. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoino has expressed displeasure at the pace of work done at the Dakota Luxury Estate along the airport road in Uyo. Speaking during an unscheduled inspection of the project, the governor frowned at the absence of project supervisors at the site, stressing that such attitude to work will no longer be tolerated, while stating that more unscheduled visits will be paid to various ongoing projects in the state. The governor charged the people to put the right attitude to work when contracted on any projects.
I want to know why our engineers are not on site on this project. This project is a flagship project. The former Vice President flagged up this project and we will drive it to a logical conclusion. Let nobody be left in doubt that this project will be abandoned. I was Commissioner for Lands when this project was initiated. I have a clear understanding of what the governor, as he then was, wanted for this project, and it's good for the state. Nobody is on site to monitor what contractors are doing, so we cannot, and this is just the beginning. I will be going on inspection without giving notices to anybody. We must wake up to work. The days of just coming to give reports that we cannot verify.
In the meantime, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoino has announced the government's readiness to collaborate with the federal government to deliver dividends of democracy to the people of the state. Governor Umoino gave the assurance while speaking with Government House correspondents at the Victor Atta International Airport shortly on arrival from Abuja on a visit to President Bola Tinubu. The governor said his administration would continue to foster collaborations beyond party lines to achieve the Arise agenda of the administration, including the Ibom Deep Sea Port in the state. Governor Umoino also disclosed that he had interfaced with members of the National Assembly from the state, where he pledged to work with them to push the interest of the state. Now to Africa, where the Sudanese government has declared that the UN envoy to the country, Volker Perthes, is unwelcome in Sudan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement that the government of the Republic of Sudan has notified the Secretary General of the United Nations of the declarations on Perthes. Report says the head of the Sudanese Armed Forces and Sudan's de facto leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, recently accused Perthes of stoking the country's conflict. Still in Africa, the biggest ruby ever to come to auction has been sold in New York for a record sum of just under $35 million. The stone is a whopping 55.22 carats, was discovered last year in a mine in Mozambique. Sotheby's, who auctioned the gem, described it as a once-in-a-lifetime jewel. The same auction also saw a record sum achieved for a pink diamond. The 10.5 carat gem from Botswana, described as a fancy, purplish pink stone, is sold for $35 million. And on the foreign scene, the head of the office of the President of Ukraine, Andriy Yermak, has said 2 people have died after Russia shelled a hospital in the city of Mariupol, close to the southern front of the Zaporizhia region. Yermak revealed this in a Telegram message where he posted a photo of the hospital with the windows blown out. Speaking further, Yermak said there are 2 dead employees of the hospital, a junior nurse and a plumber, while 2 more people are injured. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian official leading the regional military administration in Zaporizhia, Yuri Malashko, later claimed a guided aerial bomb hit the hospital. And still on the foreign scene, China's defense ministry says China and Russia will be holding a joint military drills this year. Top generals from each side confirmed in a virtual meeting Friday. The ministry said the chief of the Joint Staff Department of China's Central Military Commission held a video meeting with Valery Chief of General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces. According to the Defense Ministry, the meeting was held to exchange views on implementing the consensus of the two heads of state and deepening cooperation between two armies. Recall that on June 6, China and Russia held joint Air Force drills over the Sea of Japan, also known as Oshimen Chukwueze Musa, invited for Nigeria's Sierra Leone clash at AFCON 2023 qualifier. Just stay with us.
Your attention, please. Uyo, listen up. Igbo Air is turning 4, and we are turning up. With a first-of-its-kind drive-in cinema featuring our world record breaker Hilda Basi live in Uyo, Nollywood stars Ime Bishop, Iniedo, and Chidi Mokeme. Also featuring Kenny Black, Dan Dizzy, Ikbaudo, and lots more performances. Side attractions include stunts by bikers and BMW Club. There'll be light painting and graffiti wall. It's a cruise party. Date is Friday, 9th of June 2023. Venue is a car park Tropicana Entertainment Center, Uyo. Time, red carpet and main event 5 p.m. while the movie is 8 p.m. prompt. Proudly supported by Guinness, BMW, Jameson Irish Whiskey, Cold Stone, Tropicana Mall, Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, Domino's Pizza, DreamWorks Direct, Iwalewa Art Gallery, and many more. This event is strictly by invitation. Stay tuned to this platform and all Ibom Air social media platforms for more information. Ibom Air, flying forward. This event is powered by Clola Media.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Back, and many thanks for staying with us. In business, Standard Chartered Bank Nigeria Limited has debunked reports that the bank is closing its branches in Nigeria. The bank disclosed this in a statement while reacting to an allegation contained in the House of Representatives ad hoc committee report on the assets and liabilities of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Recall that the ad hoc committee had reportedly stated that Standard Chartered Bank is closing all its Nigerian branches and the nation has so much to worry about, considering the huge funds warehoused therein in the names of the National Petroleum Investment Management Services, NAPIMS, and NNPC. Meanwhile, the bank, in a statement issued by the head Corporate Affairs, Brand and Marketing, Standard Chartered Bank, Dio Aderobo, said the allegations as published by the media were completely false and added that the Standard Chartered Bank Nigeria Limited is fully committed to Nigeria and remains operational with branches in Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Still in business news, oil marketers are currently converting some of their trucks to start supplying gas to filling stations in order to dispense compressed natural gas (CNG) to vehicles that run on gas. Reports say that about 800 tankers that formerly transported petrol to filling stations were being converted by marketers to start moving gas to retail outlets. The marketers also told newsmen that they were now collocating CNG dispensing pumps in selected filling stations that dispense premium motor spirit (PMS), popularly called petrol. They stated that the move gained momentum after the halt in PMS subsidy by the federal government. following the announcement by President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023, that subsidy is gone. Recall that the federal government had been pushing for the use of CNG by motorists as against the widespread consumption of PMS. Gas, according to operators, was not only cheaper than subsidized petrol but was cleaner and very abundant in Nigeria. The Nigerian president, his members have started signing up to dispense gas at their stations as well as the collocation of gas in their outlets. In health, the Nigerian Society of Neurological Sciences, NSNS, has said about 10,048 Nigerians are suffering from multiple sclerosis, a combined brain and spinal cord ailment. The secretary of NSNS, Professor Yakub Nyandati, explained the multiple sclerosis is caused when the body's immune system attacks its own tissues and destroys the fatty substance that coats and protects nerve fibers in the brain and spinal cord. Speaking in Abuja during the MS Awareness campaign organized by Rocher in conjunction with Nigerian neurologists, he said MS affects 30,000 people across Africa, with approximately 2,800 new diagnoses every year. The secretary suggested that those with the symptoms should visit their doctors early to improve long-term health, stressing that signs and symptoms can be ameliorated successfully with several medications, and research is still ongoing. Still in health, a senior lecturer at the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Dr. Ochoa Baba, has highlighted the dangers associated with untreated gonorrhea, especially in pregnancy, warning that it can lead to life-threatening complications in babies. Citing a study published in the Journal of American Sexually Transmitted Disease Association, the consultant obstetrician and gynecologist said 50% of untreated maternal gonorrhea infections are transmitted to the neonate during birth. Dr. Baba noted that gonorrhea has a devastating impact on babies, especially for those that survive it, warning that it could cause eye and lower respiratory tract infections. Speaking in an interview with Newsman, the maternal health expert said gonorrhea in pregnancy requires proper treatment to achieve full cure, adding that vaginal discharge is the most common symptom in women with the infection. And sports, Super Eagles coach Jose Santos Becerro has invited notable players such as Napoli's Victor Osimhen, Captain Ahmed Musa, defender William Ekong, midfielders Alex Iwobi and Wilfred Ndidi for next weekend's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying match against the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone in Monrovia, Liberia. The man of the moment, Osimhen, whose 31 goals in all competitions for SSC Napoli this season, helped the Italian Giants to clinch their first Serie A title in 33 years, and the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League tops the strikers list. La Liga Best African Player for the 2022 and 2023 season, Villarreal's Samuel Chukwueze, was also invited to add depth in the forward line. Defenders William Ekong, Kenneth Omoro, Zaidu Sanusi, Calvin Bassi, Oluwashemilogo Ajayi, and Bright Oshai Samuel are in with midfielders Wilfred Ndidi and Frank Onyeka, and forwards Taiwo Awoniyi and Kelechi Iheanacho also in the 23-man roster. Recall that the Super Eagles are top of their qualification group with 9 points out of 4 matches, followed by Guinea-Bissau's Wild Dogs, who have 7 points. Lone Stars are on 5 points. Meanwhile, Nigeria and Sierra Leone will clash at the Samuel Kenyon Doe Stadium in Monrovia on Sunday, 18th June. And still in sports, the Falconets, Nigeria's national under-20 women's football team, have been drawn to face Burundi in the second round of 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. The draw was officially conducted by the Confederation of African Football yesterday in Cairo, Egypt. Reports say the first 6 nations with the lowest rankings will take center stage in a round-robin format between September 1st and September 10th, 2023. Equatorial Guinea will face Libya, Togo will take on Guinea-Bissau, and Mauritius will face off against Chad. The winners from this round will then move on to the second round of the qualifiers. Nigeria's semi-finalists at the last edition of the global competition will face Burundi, while Ghana awaits the winners of the clash between Togo and Guinea-Bissau. The second qualifying round matches will take place between October 6th and October 15th, with the winners heading to the third round of qualifiers scheduled for November 12th to November 19th. On entertainment news, Nollywood actor Nonso Diobi has explained his 6-year-long absence from Nollywood. Appearing in a recent interview with Newsman, the veteran actor revealed that he left the acting scene to focus on gaining more knowledge to become something else in entertainment. Diobi, who had a great run in the early 20s, added that he had evolved from acting to filmmaking and announced that he is making his comeback with 2 exciting movies. Recall that Nonso made his debut in a 2001 film titled Borderline, quickly became a household name and got nominated for a couple of awards after appearing in more than 80 movies. And still in entertainment, Chef Hilda Efeong-Bassi, popularly known as Hilda Bassi, has denied rumors that she charged 25,000 naira for a personal meet and greet for fans to watch her cook in Abuja. The chef, who rose to prominence after she broke the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon by an individual with 100 hours record time, discloses in a post shared on her Twitter handle today. Recall that a purported e-flyer recently surfaced on the internet alleging that Hilda is charging 25,000 naira for personnel meetups, live cooking, and food testing in Abuja on June 24 this year. Reacting to these, Hilda denied the report, saying she is not hosting any meet and greet in Abuja and would never ask anyone to pay for such. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon.